The tension, atmosphere, the foreboding terror. Young Laurie Strode and Dr. Loomis tangling with the Shape, a.k.a. Michael Myers,
As a matter of fact,
will not be reviewed today. Hey gang, welcome back to Rotten Reelz Reviews, audio review number 45, as we tackle the Halloween spoken in whispers, loved by many and loathed by Michael fans. This is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Alright, let's not run away already, Christ. Now, many of you are probably wondering, of all the Halloween flicks, why does Jake decide to review the third one? Well, 1, it doesn't involve Michael performing acts of superhuman strength levels and regeneration. 2, this film has been debated to this very day. And 3, it has been on the request back burner for a while. Oh my god, look at the Amiga graphics. And I just aged myself. Writer and director Tommy Lee Wallace, Halloween 3, Season of Witch, Fright Night 2, Aloha Summer, It, and Comrades of the Summer, has the audacity, nay, the temerity, to give us a Halloween without Michael Myers? Whoa. As many surmise, Michael and Loomis blew up in the hospital in Halloween 2, and, well, that was pretty much all she wrote. The initial plan was John Carpenter would to write a new Halloween movie each year, telling a different tale of gothic horror during the Halloween season, thus bringing an anthology of horror and macabre to the American and overseas viewer. Unfortunately, due to the low attendance and ticket sales at the box office, this idea was completely shelved because the audience at the time wanted more Michael. In the same fashion they were already getting their Friday the 13th and their Nightmare on Elm Street. An immortal killer that cannot be stopped and can only be made dormant for a time until he rises again. Yeah, that sure sounds like something people have never seen. Stupid 80s audience. So rather than a potential terror, we are left with the first and only installment in that new direction. Is it a complete waste of time? Does it have some bizarre and astonishing effects? Let's take a look. So our story begins with a disturbed old man, and of course the best stories always do. Shopkeeper Harry Grimbridge, or Al Berry of The Last Starfighter, Reanimator, Mad About You, is being pursued on a lonely road by 2 men in black? No, I will not be cueing the Will Smith music. Making his way to the gas station, the attendant offers to take him to the hospital, noticing that Harry is clutching a silver Shamrock mask, screaming, "They're going to kill us!"
3 horrific masks to choose.
FYI, we're actually shooting and existing in Northern California, not faux Haddonfield, Illinois. I know, weird, right? We'll still see palm trees, but, at least it's relevant now. David Chalice, a.k.a. Tom Atkins, of Beretta, The Fog, Escape from New York, Lethal Weapon, Maniac Cop, is clearly our hard-ass protagonist. I mean, just look at him. Rugged, focused, and a don't fuck with me attitude. He drops off crappy masks for the kids and deals with the ex. "Yeah, Mom already topped you with the Shamrock mask. She loves us more. Meh, 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 meh. This is why we live with Mom." 24-hour beeper, of course, sends him back to the hospital as he is on call and demand. This is pre-smartphones, kids. We were a bunch of savages just mulling our way through life. Seeing demented Harry rambling, the doc springs into action. And by springs into action, he checks his charts, blood levels, medical history. Harry very adamant holding on to the masks. They just leave that alone, but they somehow stripped him down and put him in a hospital gown. I'm not exactly sure what the protocol for that one was. Another man in black visits Harry and tends to him, in the form of killing him. Then proceeds to nip out to the parking lot, dousing himself in a high-octane fuel, and lights himself on fire. Subtle. Maybe he believed in Vietnam protesting? I don't know. Apparently an air bubble in the guy's IV was just not good enough. Let's just gouge his fucking eyes. Next morning, Harry's daughter Ellie, played by Stacey Nelkin of Going Ape, Bullets Over Broadway, Ride with the Wind, comes into ID dead Pappy. Gets mildly weepy and then confabs with Chalice that Harry's death clearly had something to do with what's the goings-on in Santa Mira. Apparently the doc had no other patients, so it's off to channel Dick Van Dyke's Diagnosis Murder. You know, without the doofy detective for a son. Yeah, I know it's off topic, but did that kid ever do his fucking job as a homicide detective without Daddy's help? Now, immediately, two of the shop owners you just want to slap right away. Buddy and Betty Gutman, cruelly named their son, their flesh and blood, Little Buddy. Okay, sure, it's probably like Buddy Jr. or Buddy the Second, which is the most likely, of those. But Little Buddy is just too close to My Buddy. They probably lock him in the basement any time he has an original thought of his own. So, let's say we have a shoehorned relationship in, huh? What? The car ride, investigating Dad's murder, and knowing each other for matters of hours doesn't mean that Ellie and Chalice can't get it on? Clearly it's a romantic tale of the ages, people. Cue in the porno music. It's kind of weird seeing an entire town with a curfew. Unless you live in the Midwest. Am I right? Moving on. Wow, they are really struck with corporate secrets. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to cue the porno music. I gotta say, the whole random two people just click arc feels really forced in the story. It just feels like there's no real reason for it to be here, and that's my take on it. You guys might see it differently. So, Detective McCrae, hot on the trail of finding Harry, staying at the local motel, and almost the whole town working for the old man from RoboCop? OCP on Santa Mira. There'll be N209s running amok in the streets. Chaos! Panic! Okay, fine. When in actuality, it's Connell Cochran, Dan O'Harley of Good Against Evil, The Bionic Woman, Deadly Game, Last Starfighter, RoboCop, RoboCop 2, and The Rat Pack, whose mask factory has saved this entire town's economy.
I'm very disappointed.
With 3 masks, of which jack-o'-lantern and a skull. Variety! The whole time I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, leave the town to the ominous and obvious dark forces. That could just be because I'm not an action hero with mighty pecs, zingy one-liners, and infinite ammo. But Michael Hunsaker will not be dissuaded from skulking about, as the townfolk seem blissfully unaware of the disturbing calm and cold security force that's dressed in black suits and ties. Although I did laugh when I saw what can only describe as the Shamrock Mobile Patrols. That actually got a chuckle out of me. Corporations are the future. Obey! Now, a few obvious points that I will no doubt have to make, or my fans will ream me. The Silver Shamrock theme is completely based on the London Bridge's child song because it was public domain. Yeah, that lovely little jingle, it gets really annoying real quick. If you had a drinking game, you could just do it on those stupid commercials, and you'd probably be shithouse in no time. So the Stonehenge Druid stones are transported to the mask factory, but never explained. It's just kind of one of those, the audience should get it, or they won't scenarios. And personally, I thought that kind of made it fun. Like, we don't have to explain this crap. With a budget estimated at $2.5 million, this film actually brought in $14.4 million at the box office. Okay, so it wasn't a huge success, but clearly folks didn't shit all over it as much as the hype wants you to believe. Hell, Don Post Studios actually went and made those masks as a means to publicize the film. So again, how is this film a failure? Granted, it didn't clear the benchmark of the first two flicks, which was tallying from 30 and 27 million, but it made more than its money back. You have a relatively original idea of a mad sorcerer trying to take over the world and or replace people with his androids. In this small, out-of-the-way town as his base of operations, you have some genuinely terrifying moments, some gore gags, a larger threat than just one guy in a fucking mask, as a national slaying is in the works. You got good atmosphere, a creepy story to be sure, an excellent cast, so yeah, I gotta say, at the end of the day, I'm just fucking confused. I mean, this is a clever premise. You've got solid writing. You have, once again, John Carpenter composing the creepy music. He and Deborah Hill are both producing this film. So what's the fucking problem? Oh, that guy in the William Shatner mask isn't stabbing people. Boo fucking who? I mean, I'm sorry, after seeing the latter films, I gotta be perfectly honest, whoever said this was the sequel that killed the franchise had not seen the latter films. I mean, I own 4, 5, and 6. I have seen H2O, and I've seen Halloween Resurrection. Trust me, there is plenty to just snark about with those films alone. And that's pretty much all I got, honestly. I mean, this was, for me, I've always found this film to be fun. Amusing enough, I had to buy a new copy because apparently somewhere in the lines of moving to California, I lost the original one, so I had to get a 2-pack, which is okay because I only had Halloween 2 on VHS, that primitive format that had electromagnetic printing on tape. Got to help out the younger listeners and viewers because, I could lose them easily. Like, what's a VHS? But yeah, on all intents and purposes, I took away from this film a bizarre, kind of almost gothic tale. You got a little mixture of science fiction. You got a mixture of sorcery. And in all intents and purposes, it's nothing what you expect it to be. The film is graphic. It's dark and it's pretense. It's got a lot of just decent concepts. And honestly, yeah, that old man still creeps my shit. I don't know how else to tell you that. But all intents and purposes, yeah, I would give this film a view because it's just that elaborate and that bizarre, and I will not spoil the ending for you. Because that's a shit thing to do. Just so you know that. Yeah, don't do that. Alright, well that's about all I got, folks. And again, like I said, I love the cinematography. There's a lot of outdoor work, some dolly track work, a lot of handheld. Some really good stabilizing shots, too. So you're going, oh, good, no Uwe Boll shaky cam that'll make you throw up. So, again, if you guys have any suggestions, again, you can always reach me at Rotten Reels Reviews on Facebook. You can catch me on Twitter, Rotten Reels Reviews. Well, leave a comment. Subscribe. Tell family. Tell friends. Subject them to my evil. Make it last. But again, happy Halloween, and I hope you enjoyed this. Take it easy. Bye.